I never knew koi would swim like these. Scratching its side, came out of the water like.
Look at his face.
Oh, there's a giant pleco. Yes.
He built this entire backyard, including a putting green, a patio, a fire pit, and of course, a beautiful Aquascape ecosystem pond. We are in Orlando today. It just stopped raining, and we are with Zach and Alyssa from Site Pro Landscaping. And this is a project that you did a year ago?
Yep, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Let's check out a beautiful Aquascape ecosystem pond out here in Orlando, Florida. Hey guys.
Hi.
This is the outside bar area, huh?
Yes, it is.
All right, so how did this pond come about?
Well, the desire for a pool, really.
Okay.
And then me not wanting a pool. And I came across the European pond. I thought I was going to build that. And then we met these guys, and it was.
So this really started with them.
Yes, and she did a lot of research
Yes.
on it when she was like 8 years old, and
Oh, wow.
so we were going to go with all of her decisions. And
I was very determined for my pond.
Lovely thing. I just want something I can get in and cool off in the summer. So doing a pond, she floats in it.
You get in there, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's like going to a spring almost.
Nice. It's
Yes.
natural.
I believe that. You don't have that smell. You're living with nature, and the things that have come to this pond. We have leopard frogs that moved in. I hope you hear them while you're here.
Build it and they will come.
And they quickly came. Watching dragonflies come in, had the larvae in there, and learn that they're carnivores even when they're larvae. Just amazing little bonuses that you get.
And then you've also put some other animals into here.
Yeah, so the turtles that we adopted, we went and got our own fish. And against my wishes, I was talked into getting koi, which we actually now appreciate.
Yes.
I never knew koi would swim like these. These guys are like straight up and down when they're trying to feed, and
They
they
have
come up,
personalities.
jumping out of the water. I didn't tell you about that. One was doing loops, scratching its side, and it came out of the water like it was like shook it off. It just
So you did, as a native fisherman, you thought I would just go with native fish, but as a fisherman now you can appreciate how cool koi are.
yeah, and you know honestly, there's what we've got Mayan cichlids, the koi, and we've got a pleco. But
Yep.
the minnows, what do we have? Maybe 100.
They kept breeding.
Oh yeah, and they
Yes.
got huge.
Are your turtles underneath that log?
They stay underneath that rock. So Zach and Alyssa's built a fish
Let's go
cave.
check it out. Come on.
And that fish cave on the end, the turtles are 8 to 9 inches. They get underneath there and that's their home. There's a head. You see the head?
Oh, I see him.
Yeah.
I see him. Is it a cooter, a yellow belly cooter?
Yellow belly slider,
Look,
I guess what I call it.
look at his face.
Oh, there's a giant pleco. Yeah, so the pleco, he gets in there. And then, so you'll have the pleco, a brim, and 2 turtles hanging out in there.
Oh my gosh. Would you mind if I lifted it up a little bit?
I don't mind.
All right, I'm going to get in there. Extremely healthy looking turtle. So yellow belly sliders?
That's what they said, the yellow belly sliders as far as I know.
Okay, yeah. Native to Florida. Where did you rescue these?
So there was a next door neighbor.
Oh,
email.
yeah.
I don't look at it, but I happened to look at it and I saw turtles. I clicked on it, and then 2 hours later, they were bringing them over. They wanted to see the pond to see where they were going to put them. They were concerned.
Oh, okay.
And so they saw the pond, and we told them, y'all come over anytime and all that. So they checked on them for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then they
That's
figured
so
they were
funny.
good.
And see, what's so interesting is that your yard is fenced in, but they can still get underneath the fence.
Well, the first day we were working around the yard,
Yeah.
and hours after we put him in, Leslie couldn't find him. We kept trying to keep
Yeah.
tabs. He had walked out of the pond and was in the yard,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh shoot! So we had to keep that tab. So that was the only time he climbed
So
out.
they've been here for how long now?
About 6 months.
6 months.
About
Wow.
6
So normally turtles like to migrate. That's how they spread their DNA. But these guys must love their Aquascape ecosystem pond. They're just hanging out. Pretty cool.
They're fans of Aquascape, that's for sure.
I love that. Fans of Aquascape.
Yeah.
Me too. I love my job. So this is Olivia. I don't really know what she's going to show me, but she said it's something to do with ponds from when you were in high school.
This is actually from when I was about 7 or 8.
Okay, so
Yes.
a few years ago. All right.
Yes, so I really wanted a pond in our backyard, and my parents had been talking about it. So I made them drop me off at the library and researched all of native Florida plants, animals, so the
How a
ponds.
pod would help out.
Yes.
Good for the environment, oxygen, native plants. You were 7 years old when you wrote this?
Yes,
Look
so
at that
I
handwriting.
researched all the plants. I wrote down all the details that I could find on the plants, on the animals, and just went through.
My gosh.
And then I presented to.
Look at that native fish. Doesn't your dad have native fish in this pond?
Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness. All right, so this was when you were 7. You're 22 now?
Yes.
And how long has the pond been in here?
About a year.
Is everything you hope for as a 7-year-old?
It's actually everything and more.
Oh, that's
Because I
cool.
was not expecting this. When they showed us the plan and everything, it's just so beautiful. And so much more than I expected.
Oh, that is so cool. And how do you enjoy the pond?
I love it. I love sitting out here reading, looking
Uh-huh.
at the fish, and I'm actually able to learn more about the animals since I'm able to watch them so closely now.
Yes.
Because you see the minnows chase each other, you see all the animals. I learned what a baby dragonfly looks like now.
Yes, that is really cool. So at 7 years old, Olivia actually put together, first of all, the handwriting is amazing as a 7-year-old. And as a 21-year-old, you finally got the pond.
Yes.
You rock, girl.
Thank you so much.
Leslie, you got to be proud of your daughter. You kept this her
Oh,
entire
I am
life.
very-
Look, she's bringing out the popcorn for us. This is what happens when you're the pond guy and you come in a rainstorm. They make you homemade popcorn. It took her 14 years to get her pond after she wrote this.
Yes, yes. It took her 14 years. I was begging and pleading for a pond too, so I've been wanting it just as long.
Why did you want a pond?
It's so relaxing to sit out here and we have campfires. We do family movies out here
With the popcorn.
with popcorn and parties.
And your husband as well, he's a fisherman, so he put native fish in here, right? So
Yes.
there's something for everybody in the family.
Yes, and we're all outdoor people. We love being outdoors. We'd rather be out here than inside, so.
Amen. In fact, let's go out there.
So this pond is located at the old Sillery Farms in Sanford, Florida. Some of the challenges in this feature was the tight access. So that was our only way in and out. They also had chickens, so we had to make this pond chicken proof. But overall, check this thing out. It is a 14 by 24 foot pond. It has an intake bay, which is this little cove right here. All the debris and any kind of junk is supposed to come in here, collect into this pod that can get skimmed out. Or if it's small stuff, it actually breaks down and goes into the wetland filter on the other side of the feature. Right here is a 12-foot waterfall just to kind of help with added circulation. This pond is 4 feet deep. It has circulating jets, and what the jets do is they kind of help keep all that leaf matter and debris suspended up in the water column, works its way over here to get collected, and what stays in the water column gets caught up in the wetland filter over here. This is a small wetland. It's like an 8x8 wetland filter, but essentially what it is, it has aqua blocks and a centipede. It's about 4 feet deep. Water starts at the bottom of this. It works through those aqua blocks and then do different series of aggregate. So we start with large cobbles about the size of my hand, and then we slowly work our way down smaller and smaller till we get to about 1 and 3 inch rocks. And you can kind of see this is a perfect spot for minnows and little babies to kind of grow. And this is essentially a nursery for your system, but also it does a great job for water clarity. That's the main point. It is going to be the best way to maintain crystal clear water. So this pond here is 4 feet deep. It is all native for the most part. It has 2 koi in there, armored catfish, turtles, brim, and everything. But just check out the water quality on this. And it just stopped raining. What we had to do here is we had to essentially start from here and work our way all the way out. So we started with the wetland filter. We built that first. Then we started here and we built the pond all the way out and worked our way out to the rest of the pond. A project like this takes about 2 weeks. It would cost roughly $60,000 to $80,000 depending on all the specs and what you want. But this one in particular, about $70,000.
This is an awesome project by my buddy Zach over here at Site Pro Landscapes. And he built this entire backyard, including a putting green, a patio, a fire pit, and of course, a beautiful Aquascape ecosystem pond for $60,000. So this is a family that wanted to do this, wanted an entertainment space on the side of their house for their family to get together. And of course, in my mind, the piece de resistance is the beautiful water feature. And they have a son who they say is 11 years old, and this is his favorite thing to do, is spend time out here with his fish. And this is brand new. It's only been in for a few months, so the plants haven't taken off yet. But this is a complete backyard makeover for $60,000. And I think these customers got a steal because it is an absolute paradise that they have now.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Zach the Pond Builder. We are out here vlogging today with Greg Wittstock the Pond Guy, and we are showcasing this project here. This is overall a 11 by 16 foot pond with a larger waterfalls and an intake bay. Over on this side, this is where all the debris kind of collects at, and this right here is where your pump is housed. And there's an ion gen as well as a beneficial bacteria, which is also in that box right over there. Overall, the system is very sustainable, easy to maintain. We have an aerator down at the bottom there, some water lilies, a fish cave for the fish, and a 10 to 12 foot waterfall on the end of it. This one's definitely one of my favorites, and we incorporated that log from the woods actually in the back there. This was something you were looking to get in your yard. This pond would cost about $30,000. It has underwater lights, as well as the other aspects I told you before. We also did the landscaping here, these pavers. There's Joe right there with his puppy. The fire pit, also this putt-putt area, the retaining walls back there, as well as this sideways fence. We kind of put this in just to help hide those ugly utilities back there. Nonetheless, we can do an entire backyard renovation like this for about $60,000.
Of an area. The crown is only about 4 or 5 inches below the water. It should be 6 to 12 inches for a hardy, 12 to 18 inches deep for a tropical. So I'm going to move it to the deeper area. Lily leaves will grow and so will the flowers. But right now, that's about a foot deep. This entire surface area will be covered with this tropical lily in another month or two.